Strategically located on Monbray Creek, along Spencer Gulf, the world-leading aquaculture center, featuring 3D ocean, indoor aeroponic, and outdoor permaculture farming, AFIA creates an oasis of food for 100,000 Aussies.
AFIA intersects Augusta Highway and Australia's Transcontinental Railroad, facilitating regional growth and trade.
The Transcontinental Railroad stops at AFIA Station, where Gia Incline and our vast road network system deliver goods and produce to our mixed zone, high-tech, industrial, commercial, and residential centers. Walking and biking paths and our gold standard bus rapid transit connect these centers to some of AFIA's greatest landmarks, including the Museum of Agricultural Engineering, Monbray Permaculture Park, and AFIA's underwater aquaculture laboratory.
Along with advanced transportation, AFIA features sustainable power solutions for energy, water, and food production. Our buses run on carbon-sequestering algae biofuel, and Neuroban Falls powers our Cortex quantum computer, which coordinates our transportation network. Water turbines, artificial leaf, and other green technologies power our self-sufficient buildings. Ocean thermal energy and water effects use ocean temperature differences and concentrated sunlight to desalinate saltwater, drawn from underground aquifers.
Cleaned by carbon aerogel, stimulated electricity, desalinated water supplements rainwater.
Biosystems engineers designed the biodigester at our sanitation plant, which converts liquid waste into drinking water and liquid fertilizer for our aeroponic produce. Wind and solar windows filled with nanofluid provide light, power Romanesco farms, dry crickets, and grind them into a powder.
AFIA relies on nature to produce much of our food. A biodigester at AFIA's sanitation plant converts solid waste into fertile soil, which provides the biomaterial needed to make our permaculture parks grow. Salmon are farmed in the tidal-powered Nile Lagoon, while turbine-powered aquaculture and 3D farming in Spencer Gulf supplement our food production.
Sustainable urban environments require an abundance of locally produced, fresh, and healthy food to meet the nutritional needs of a large population, while minimizing environmental impact, including limiting the production of greenhouse gases, other pollutants, and the demand on land and fresh water. As the charts show, genetically modified Romanesco and cricket protein provide AFIA's sustainable solution.
Crickets contain all 9 essential amino acids required by the human diet, have as much B12 as salmon, 15% more iron than spinach, and contain magnesium, phosphorus, and other essential nutrients. Crickets also produce a superior amount of protein compared to the land and water requirements of other competing proteins, and at a fraction of the methane byproduct.
Staggering the breeding process allows for weekly generational harvesting in our 160,000 square foot cricket harvesting and processing plant, also known as CHPP.
Key considerations in our CHPP include quality control and environmental regulation regarding how crickets are raised and treated. To ensure nutritional value and quality taste, our crickets are fed chicken feed, a proven food grade for human consumption. Ingredients include recycled food waste that cannot be sold in grocery stores or restaurants.
Cricket larvae are obtained at Ammonite University, where regular microbiological testings and genetic diversified breeding prevent biological and genetic diseases from harming our cricket population.
Crickets are always kept in high-density plastic troughs, which are thoroughly bleached cleaned of contaminants before reuse.
And Australian Department of Ag approved nanocoatings seal all containers, preventing dangerous BPAs from leaching into our cricket population.
Ideal growing conditions require crickets be kept at 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 90% humidity, climate-controlled environment before they're ethically harvested. A few hours at 32 degrees slows down their heart rate and puts them asleep before the temperature drops to 0, painlessly killing the population. Frozen crickets are then moved to the solar dehydrator at the top of our plant.
The solar-paneled glass windows filled with nanofluid quickly and efficiently heat the conveyor line. Quality assurance regulations require moisture sensors to ensure the proper dryness before crickets are dropped into the hopper and ground into powder.
An autobagger beneath the grinder wraps the powder, which is loaded on the trains to the adjacent depot and shipped out to the world market, while drones deliver the powder to our city's major centers.
Cricket waste is an important fertilizer additive for AFIA's Romanesco, grown aeroponically in high-density, nano-sealed plastic towers in our LEED certified vertical farm.
AFIA chose Romanesco because of its superior nutritional value compared to other vegetables, its visual appeal, and its overall pleasant, sweet, nutty taste.
Solar-powered pumps deliver a high nutrient mist from basement stored reservoirs, which maintain water temperature at 65 degrees and reduces the need for air conditioning.
Although requiring a larger startup cost than traditional farming, aeroponically grown produce requires 90% less water, stays fresher longer, and yields 6 times more food per square foot of space.
Plentiful, healthy food serves as a foundation for our educated society. Ag Ed begins in elementary school and continues through AFIA's Ammonite University labs, where synthetic biological engineering produce our superfoods.
The founders of AFIA consulted big cricket farms in Youngstown, Ohio, to help them through the engineering design process. The problem was to determine the most sustainable protein with limited cost, environmental and otherwise. When brainstorming, we could immediately eliminate other competing proteins because of their unsustainability. Cricket powder had too many advantages to ignore, so we scaled up from big cricket farms numbers to ensure we could feed our population.
AFIA owes its success to a collection of agricultural engineering specialists who are critical to AFIA's food infrastructure. Civil engineers zone the city with the production, distribution, and security of food in mind.
In addition to the previously mentioned biosystems engineers, facilities and quality control engineers designed our cricket and Romanesco farms, while material engineers designed the solar paneled windows, which power our solar dryer and grinder.
Biochemical material engineers designed the nanocoatings that secure our cricket troughs and aeroponic towers, as well as the carbon aerogel that desalinates our water. Geological engineers design the geoheating and cooling systems that maintain our farm's ideal climate. Finally, biodiesel engineers design the algae biofuel that powers the trains that deliver our produce to the world. Together, these engineers provide the solutions to AFIA's sustainable food infrastructure.
Regionally connected by a vast transportation network and designed to be a self-sufficient community, AFIA is a thriving model of urban sustainability.
Welcome to AFIA.
Very good job, guys.
Thank you.
Did you look at other agricultural solutions here? I mean, I know you came up with a great solution here. Were there any others that you evaluated, or was this kind of your, you kind of knew this from the beginning that that's what you wanted to do?
Well, we used the engineering design process in figuring out our cricket and our protein and our vegetable. First, the problem was given to us by the Future City designers, and then we brainstormed possible solutions, and we made like charts with many other types of vegetables and proteins, and we found out that cricket and Romanesco are the best compared to the land and water requirements they need and the nutritional value of them. And then we made a small scale, and then we also brainstormed with big cricket farms about the crickets once we decided with them, and they told us how to produce them, and we started, that's the small scale, and then we made the big scale for our model. So we could feed the 100,000 Aussies we have.
I think some of the other things that we were considering were not necessarily maybe like grasshoppers or other things that were very closely related to crickets, but I think from the beginning we pretty much decided that we wanted to do something like that.
You said this is in Australia?
Yes.
What made you choose Australia?
Well, we developed the city in an undeveloped area that was geologically sound, and it already had existing aquaculture and pipelines going through Spencer Gulf, which we are located on.
Also, with cricket powder, it already is accepted in their culture, so it makes it a lot easier for them to accept it.
What was the transportation again? I know you got a transcontinental railroad.
Yeah, Augusta Highway and Australia's transcontinental railroad bring goods and people into our city. Goods are then distributed through our vascular network system and in Gia Incline. People from AFIA Station can take a gondola to our BRTs, also known as Bus Rapid Transit, and our cricket stadium. Our Bus Rapid Transit run in a circular motion throughout our city, stopping at each micro-community centers, and walking and biking paths limit the need for mass transit.
Explain your zoning in, because like it looks like you've got a little pot over here and pot over here. Are they mixes of residential and commercial
Yes.
and industrial together, or?
Yeah, these are two mixed zone micro-communities with first floor commercially zoned residential high-rises with high-tech industrial buildings in between. And in the center of these two communities are multi-purpose vertical farms that also house our education and our emergency centers. And these two communities are connected into our city center.
We designed our city with the idea of a regular day. So you live in the residential part of the high-rises, and you can go down and have breakfast in the commercial part on your way to work, and then just walk over to your job in the industrial zones. And then if after you're done with work, maybe you want to go attend a cricket game or see a museum, and then come back.
Are there any challenges that face your city?
I think not particularly. We can grow in any direction. We have the infrastructure that we would need to make ourselves for everything we would need.
And we have 20 miles north and south either way to expand, and 4 miles back.
And the climate here is
It's pretty steady.
It's relatively
Yeah, relatively warm.
approximate temperature.
70 degrees. So.
Yeah.
So have you ever had Romanesco before?
Yes, we've tried both Romanesco and our cricket powder. The Romanesco specifically has almost like a sweet nutty taste. It is a hybrid between cauliflower and broccoli, so it does taste more like cauliflower, which we all are familiar with just because it is so popular. Crickets have a subtle nutty taste to it also, and it can be disguised very easily through protein bars and other seasonings.
And it also has like it's almost like, I kind of describe it as almost like popcorn. That's kind of I don't know, example about as close as you can get.
I think judges, we have time for one more question.
I just wanted to ask one more. You guys mentioned about converting liquid waste into potable water.
Right, yes.
How do you do it?
A biodigester at our sanitation plant converts liquid waste into drinking water through the desalination process. And other desalination is OTEC and water effects. So we take the waste and almost put it through the same way we do with OTEC and water effects, where we take carbon aerogel tubes and use the methane digester and the power by the biodigester and push it through, and it desalinates it. It takes the impurities out and the